Struggling with prop firms? Let's go. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today is a Sunday. We're about 2:41 p.m. UK time. Now today I'm going to be going over the break and retest, which I normally do obviously. Going to be quickly showing what you can pretty much be expecting next week. Now obviously anything can happen, markets can do whatever they want, but let's look at the bigger time frames. Then I'll be breaking it down more and more, and obviously this is why it's, looking at the bigger time frames will be super helpful as well. So let's go on the weekly. Right, on the weekly for gold, I mean every single week, right, if I look at the highs of each candle wick, look at this, it gets broken, right? Price is making every single week, we are making new highs, right? So I mean this is 1st of September. That week, we closed around 3,600,205. Next week, boom, breakout. Next week, boom, breakout. Next week the same, and then look at this now. Excuse me. So last week, price did trace a little bit, then shot straight through. This was the biggest volume candle in the last few weeks compared to the previous ones. So I mean I can only expect that we can continue going bullish. Now if I even mark it up from here, right, then it's going to be interesting what will happen. Obviously I mean even if I check out yeah, it's going to be interesting what's going to happen in the following week. Now you can see here, right, now these are not zones, these are not levels, but these are obviously, you can call them weekly levels, in the sense where price will at some point, because these are super strong, right, very strong, but you can also focus on higher highs and higher lows, right? Now we've got our levels marked out here. You can see, let me just move out this time alert. I don't know what's it doing there, but you can see over here price is making highs, new highs, high lows, new highs, higher lows. Now if I go to a smaller, much smaller time frame, right, you can pretty much see price I just basically, it does value these zones. I remember this is the weekly. But first of all, this is not how I draw my zones, in case anyone starts wondering. This is not how I draw my zones. So this is obviously, if I even turn on the session indicator, right, let's train on the session indicator, and we can see from here price is just making new highs, then it starts respecting this area as resistance. But this when price comes down here, let me see where's the tool I'm looking for. So we got a low, well, a higher low here, right, and then you got a new high over here. Obviously there's highs here, higher lows here, but I'm just going to overall the bigger picture. Price then fails to break the previous high over here, and then you get a higher low over here, which is a clear indication the price wants to continue bullish. Remember, bearing in mind, still price can do whatever the hell it wants. It does not care how I think, right? We got a higher low over here, you got a new high over here. But now see, this is where it gets interesting, right? If I just drag this out a little, just one moment, and let's just mark it, throw it on top of here. Okay, so this high, this new high was created, right? This wick closed above here. We failed to break these highs. So this is what I mean. This is why you got to just react to what the market is doing. Now overall, the bigger time frame, yes, we are very bullish. Let me just get the zone over here. Let's draw some of these out, right? So now let's even mark this out here. Just clean some of these out. I'm gonna quickly just plot these on here and just keep things very simple. Now look at what's happened here. The market, because created resistance over here, not breaking this one, not even respecting this one. This is the crazy part, right? Never mind breaking through or respecting, it just created a new resistance and it's lower than the previous. So what we can possibly, right, expect in the upcoming week is price just heading back down. If we break through this, continue pushing further down, and if we break through this level over here, price continue to push further up. Very simple. Now obviously, the way any of my students who are watching this still know that I just keep my strategy super simple. By the way, link will be in the video description. You can message me one-to-one where I offer my one-to-one mentorship. You can even get the course as well, you know, super affordable, and it basically just gets updated with webinars, and yeah, pretty much made it affordable for everyone and anyone, doesn't matter which part of the world you're from. Live trades, this is just from Friday that I posted, catching a nice clean 1 to 4 on GU. It's all about transparency. You can feel free to come in the group, check it out. Almost up to 1600 members. Yeah, so I mean, but trading, what I try to show guys and girls who was listening is, if you're working a 9 to 5, trust me, trading is gonna be by far the most simple way you can live, right? It's especially obviously, trading is not obviously it's not simple, right? It is a difficult trade to learn, but once you know what you're doing, trust me when I say, I mean, it can match any other, you know, any I mean, you can eventually, you know, battle doctors, and you earn way more than doctors actually. What am I saying? You know, barristers, lawyers, you know, it's engineers. Once you learn the trade, right? And now for me personally, right? Because there's no cap to how much you can earn. For me, you know, I don't like, how can I say this? I don't aim for these, you know, big mansions and flashy cars and all that. Just like a comfortable lifestyle. That's what I'm happy with, right? If it comes, it comes, no problem. But I'm not gonna force something. I'm not gonna, you know, right now psychologically, I know how much I'm comfortable risking per trade, and you know, I just like to, you know, get my payouts from these prop firms, and I'm gonna trade in my personal account as well, and I'm just good, you know. I'm happy, I'm content. So I'm just trying to show you the guys now that if you just simplify it like this, let's even, I mean, this is gold, right? This is one of the most craziest trading currency pairs out there in the world, and you can see some of these, right? How perfectly, like, it's insane, right? How clean they, I mean, look at this. It's like how clean the trend is, right? And this is what I always say: trade with the trend, right? Trade with the trend. You won't go in the direction of the river, right? You don't want to fight against the tide. If a tsunami comes in your way, trust me, you're better going with the tsunami, rather than crashing right into it. You're just gonna get knocked the hell out, right? Simply put it. So I mean, even if you mark some of these, look at these, higher low, new high, you got new highs over here, higher low, higher low. I can just go on and on, and then if I just grab some of these, just mark some of these out, and you'll just see how well these play out over time, right? I'll quickly just plot these, and then I'll just go over these as well. We've got market will be opening soon. It is a Sunday, so look at this, right? Now, bearing in mind, you're not going to win every single trade as well, right? So we got these zones marked out. This was a high, right? This was a high. Price maintains support. At one point, this was, right? Price maintains support. Price made a new high, maintains support. Where's it going to go? Obviously, one direction. Breaks through. Now, obviously, bearing in mind, it's an Asian session. For some people, Asian session is also profitable. Price breaks through. Very, very strong bullish candle. All you need to do is go on a much small time frame. Look for a candlestick pattern where, you know, gives you engulfing or whichever may be, bullish variation, wherever it may be. Price just shoots through, right? Now, price has created support levels over here, multiple rejections over here. You can just mark out your zones. Price breaks through, right? But obviously, I'm sure if you go on a much small time frame, you're going to get your entry, right? Now, remember, price on now is broken through down the zone here, but you're not supposed to be focusing on sells. Why? We're in a bullish trend. Why are you going to focus on sells? Price breaks through, super strong bullish candle. Now, this is another thing I want to go over, right? Look at this. We're getting this very, very strong on the 1 hour time frame. We're getting a super strong bullish long wick rejection candle, and yet still you can lose the trade. You can still lose the trade. What we'll do is let's go on a smaller, much smaller time frame. I want to show, okay, now stick to a few, don't, you know, go using 20 different time frames. Price breaks through, long wick rejection. You can even take your trade off this one if you even want to refine this even more. Very, very strong long wick rejection candle here. Price breaks through, you get a little bit of retracement with the bearish candle. Price you know, solidifies support, boom, straight, and then you can just take a buy and it just would skyrocket, literally super fast. Entry could have been taken. Now, obviously, below the wick is better, and below the zone is even better. Now, in this case over here, This would be a simple 1 to, I mean, call it simple 2.5. Me personally, obviously, it's not what I like. I like to go for a nice 1 to 4. But again, this is the breaker retest that made me profitable when I was working my 9 to 5. Well, I was doing 12-hour shifts working with the police, doing CCTV. You know, this is not exactly how I draw my zones and key levels. So I get way more better sniper entries. Obviously, that's what I show in my course and my one-to-one mentorship. I go for like 1 to 4s, 1 to 5s, and maintaining a decent win rate as well, between 40 to 70% sometimes, depending. Obviously, it's like this, right? If I'm trading with the trend, how can I? Of course, I'm gonna have a good win rate, right? Because if I'm just trading with the trend, I only focus. Let's say in a bullish trend, I'm only focused on buys. Or I'm just going with the flow. Then you know, of course, it's gonna have a high win rate, high risk reward. You right? Because I'm keeping the overall market happy, right? I'm not fighting against it. I'm going with it. So, anyways, you just want to keep it nice and simple. Back test this, forward test this. You know, on demo account, by the way. Don't try it on your platform accounts or personal account. Test it out. So we'll keep the video nice and simple on a Sunday. I wish you guys nothing more power. And if you are still struggling, any confusion whatsoever, link in the video description. Message me one-to-one, and let's get started. Yes, take care. I'm out.